From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't doing nothing today.
They start the drive with Cook. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Next, the receivers helped spread the defense out, and they were able to come through with a slashing run.
But to that point, it's going to be interesting to see the personnel chess match as this one progresses.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Can they continue to create running?
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Devon Kennard coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Don't say nothing.
Cousins now to throw on 1st down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
Should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Stafford. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter. There for the sack, Everson Griffin. No score after 1 on EA Sports.
3rd and 11.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down.
And the Lions 1st down.
Set, lady. 54. Hey, 70.
Now Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Stafford Throwing deep for Galladay. A throw for Galladay is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Cousins. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. Not really any offense for them to speak of here in this first half. Maybe that's what they needed, that big play.
Yeah, and it seems that maybe everything changes right there. They've been a little slow out of the gate. We've seen that. But that one big play, that could spark a big burst right here.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Gun.
Cousins. It's caught by Treadwell. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
From the shotgun, it's Cousins. It's complete to Diggs. And they'll get this down to the 10. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, here's Cousins. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the second quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Here's Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And that one almost intercepted. Call it a 50-50 ball. It falls incomplete, and now third down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a third interception in half number 1. Third and long. It's Stafford. Airing one deep for Curse. It got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play there just before halftime. 49 yards. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And it's caught here. Amendola. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. To the air again, Stafford. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Stafford. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Lions have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Are you looking forward?
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here's Martin now following the score as he'll send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first.
Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with.
We ain't giving them late 70s. Bravo.
March 54.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And all this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So the late turnover, that turns into 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to capitalize and get the three that you just mentioned. On the other side of the field, kicking themselves. You think they'll be talking about ball security in the locker room?
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. That'll be the first talking point.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that?
And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done? And after that touchdown, we are just a PAT away from a tie game, and I know everyone's going to look at it and go, guess what? Tie game, all even? They just scored. If they kick this extra point and tie it, they're going to feel like they're the ones that are in control.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
Stafford on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Here's Sherrills. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 21-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell your guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll.
Stephon Diggs, the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs, 79 yards, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To to throw again. Stafford nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a third and long situation. Stafford now to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Here's Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Everson Griffin able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Stafford. And this is caught by Curse. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback in his center on that play? They saw the blitz, made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback. So they...
Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground. And the Vikings pick up the football.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 29, Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And the lead now up to 14. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They'll try to get the offense going with Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
They try and run on 1st down, but to no avail. Tackled for a 2-yard loss in the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 26-yard line.
Now Cousins. Going deep for Diggs. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Hey, let's get them home. 620.
The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Stafford. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Mackenzie Alexander with a pick. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on second down. Working out of the gun, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Gonna let it fly for Rudolph. He's got a man, complete. Past the 20. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A huge play there, Cousins to his tight end, Rudolph. 66 yards.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
Hey, flipper. Kill. Check nickel.
Cousins gives way to Cook. Oh, at a 360. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15. A gain of 3.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
That's it, baby. That's it.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a third down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant the flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. Now it's Stafford. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Daniil Hunter. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation.
32.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Everson Griffin. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Zebra.
Here we go on 4th. Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. From the gun, Stafford. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing throwing again. Stafford. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way, and you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen, you'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and you've got to say, CD, it was the defense who had a big part in the W.
Well, without question, when you force 4 turnovers, you get to enjoy the spoils of victory, don't you? It's rare that you force 4 turnovers and lose a ball game. That's almost unheard of. They carried this one home. You talk about celebrating with each other and being in a position where going forward, all you think about is, let's get 5 next time. They're going to be on the hunt.